it's me Ghost Girl again, and I'm going to be doing a video on an experience that one of my childhood friends experienced. So this story is part of this story I'm going to be explaining like a urban legend in the scheme that I live in, and that's going to be featured in the story because it links in. And you're probably like sitting here like all confused in that, but I'll explain it later on. But anyway, my friends were all in the ex-best friend that I told you about in one of the previous stories. The story My Ex-Best Friend and the story Traitor. It's one of the girls that's features in this story. We were in her house. So if you don't know who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about, watch those two videos before you watch this video. But we were in my ex-best friend's house, and this friend, it was the last that was in the video, The Fight, who had this experience. So if you've not seen the video The Fight and you don't know who I'm talking about, then check out that video as well. But so basically the last that was in The Fight and my ex-best friend, we were in my ex-best friend's house, and she was telling us about how the day before how she was sent to the shop by her mum, and the way she takes a shortcut to the shop, and it's like behind her houses there's like this alleyway, and then next to the alleyway there's like a dual carriageway that goes up a hill, and she walked that to get to the shop. And one day this was in the winter, so this is when like in Scotland we get really dark nights in the winter, really early. Like it gets pitch black as early as like 3 PM in the winter. So I'm saying it's pitch black, but it would have only been about 3 o'clock in the afternoon is what she told us, but because it was winter it was black, it was like dark. But it wouldn't have been any later than about 3-4 o'clock is what she said. But anyway, she was walking to the shop, and on the way back to the shop it was getting really dark. Like it must have been about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's when it's just like pitch black at that time in the winter. And she said that she was walking back through the shop, and she seen this orange lady, the ghost of an orange lady appear, and this lady had a long orange dress, and she had an long hair, and she was very old looking, and she had an orange glow coming from her. And she said that she was so frightened that she darted down the alley, bolted it down, and she told us that she was like terrified to go down that alley. And we were like, oh, at the time we didn't really believe her. And it wasn't until my ex-friend's dad heard what we were talking about, and he told us about this urban legend about our scheme. So he told us that she had seen the orange lady of our scheme dual carriageway, and across you've got on one side is our scheme, and the opposite side is the old Stirling hospital. And it used to be like a proper hospital, but now it's just like a GP surgery, and then you've got like a care home as well. But where the care home used to be like the mental health clinic, and that got demolished a few years ago to make way for the new care home. And the mental health clinic, well, the hospital has been open since the 30s, and he said it took place in about the 50s, 60s. No one's exactly sure about the date because there's no really, the records for that place are no very good. Like there was like a fire in there like a few years ago, and a lot of the records were like burned and destroyed, so there's not a lot of record of the people that were in that hospital. But in the mental health clinic, people were supposedly really badly treated, abused, violently abused physically and mentally, experimented on, tortured. Like, a lot of doctors said that this was their medical treatment and it was supposed to make them better, but really they just were torturing the patients, and they were like sick fucks and no right in the head. And that is my opinion of what went on. Well, it's not my opinion, but the sick fucks, that is my opinion of the way doctors were back then towards mental health patients. And there is a better understanding now, thankfully, of people with mental health issues, but back then there wasn't a great understanding of people who were mentally ill, and unfortunately a lot of people did get very mistreated back then. The Orange Lady is meant to have been someone who was a patient at this mental health clinic in the hospital, and seemingly she had had enough of being mistreated and violently abused, and she had enough, and she escaped the hospital. And where the dual carriageway is, there used to be this green bridge, and it was like pedestrianised, and it's so that people can go from like our scheme to the hospital. It's like a public walkway. But anyway, she ran to this green bridge, and it said that she jumped off the green bridge to her death, and now she is said to have her spirit like walking up and down the sides of that dual carriageway and up and down the alleyway that my friend goes up and down to go to the shop. So that is the story that he told us about the Orange Lady, and since then none of us have ever dared to go down that alleyway again at night, especially now that we've know that story. And I've never been down that alleyway, at least not at night, since, because I don't want to experience that, what she experienced. But yeah, that is the story of the Orange Lady and the story that my friend experienced. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story. It's a bit shorter than what the stories that I normally tell, but I think recently, since I've been making videos that are so long, and I've only got like a limited time today to film, so I think this is just going to be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you did, please like this video, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to click on that notification bell so that you'll be notified when my next videos come out. And also, I've got Twitter, which is linked in the description down below, so don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Again next time, guys. Goodbye.